What if I told you there is a poultry farm thriving in the heart of Kampala, inside a school?
I liked poultry when I was still young.
And the farmer, he's not just a farmer, he's also a full-time teacher.
Been teaching for 17 years.
So how does he balance lesson plans and chicken feeds?
Weigh the 50 kilos, put them aside, put in the food and put in the water, then go to work.
Wait till you hear how he convinced his school to give him land to build a chicken house.
So it was an idea that just came up with. When I sold it to my boss, he agreed and we started working.
This is not your usual poultry story. It's one about purpose, practical tips, and poultry in the classroom. What have you come to do?
I've come to pick some chicks.
So what's your experience with his birds?
Grow fast, purely local.
How long have you been farming?
3 years.
We started with rearing exotic birds. Exotic birds are very good. Broilers, they have the biggest market. Everywhere you pass, you'll meet a broiler somewhere. Then we also did layers. They were good to us. They gave us some good money. We were picking eggs at about 85, 90%. Yes, sometimes yes. The drop was about maybe 75 to 70, and we sold them when they reached about 60%. That is when we offlated them. But now the problem was that when you're rearing exotic birds, and what we discovered is that you need a big number.
It's a game of numbers.
Yes. Whenever you have small numbers, then the profits, yes, the profits will be there, but again, that means you'll have a break within your chain of supply. Because if you cannot rear 1,000 birds that are older and then have young ones coming up, so that by the time these ones are getting out, you have ones that are already mature and already laying. And what we discover is that when you're on a small scale, then you cannot manage the exotic birds. For example, if I'm rearing 100 broilers, that means by the time they make 3 weeks, I should be able to bring another 1,000 broilers at the farm. So that by the time in 6 weeks when these ones are getting out, these ones are 3 weeks at least. That is to maintain your chain of supply. But if you have a break, then that means your customers are also going to go away. So we found that a bit difficult. Although they were good to us, we had to let them go and then go with our local chicken. Now, why we decided and said, why are we rearing these local chicken? First of all is that they don't put you under a lot of pressure, especially in feeding. We calculate and give each hen or each chicken a mature one 100 grams per day, and that's enough for it to continue its production, whether it is eggs, whether it is gaining weight. And then the biggest advantage is that for them, they can multiply for themselves. It is easy. So we found that we could actually hatch our chicks ourselves. So every chicken, every hen that you're going to see has been born on this farm. Because right now we sell about 1,000 brooded chicks per month. And then we sell about 2,000 to 3,000 chicks, day one chicks per month. So that means even if we are not to sell those ones and kept them at our farm, then we would have so many. Now here we partition this space and we use it like a store. This is where we usually
Feeds are safe, eh?
we put our feeds. You can have a look up there. Our feeds are divided into those small portions that we give per day instead of weighing every day. So what we do, whenever we mix the feeds, we weigh 25 kilograms, we tie them. Because some of the people we leave at the farm, somebody will not care about the weighing, and he will just come and put the feeds, and it is you, a farmer, that is making a loss. So he knows that when he comes, or even if I'm not around, or nobody is around, I will call somebody, tell him, please go and help me, go and pick one bag and put in.
I'm a teacher myself, but you're also a teacher there, and you're wondering how is he able to balance the registers and the chicken house here? Because I know teaching is a demanding job. The children, and even the chickens are like the children themselves. So how are you able to balance that?
Now, at first, when we were still starting, we used to do it with my wife, and would basically, like our chicken, the type of chicken we rear, the local chicken, you just need to put in water, put in the feeds. Because for this chicken, we even have a ratio that we give each chicken.
How about the brooding?
Now, when we started brooding, the serious work and brooding and what, that is when we started hiring some people to help us. So we get people, we train them, they learn the job, and then because there is no way you'll start work. If you want to chase both things, then you will fail. But we get people, we pay them, they help us to do that extra work. But usually when we are starting, I advise people, when you are starting, don't start with hiring labor. I would like you to start yourself so that you also learn this job. Don't start by spending money on paying people. Because I have had some people, he's buying 50 chicken and he wants to hire somebody to look after 50 chicken. Even if it is 200 actually, you are not supposed to hire somebody to look after 200 chicken. Even if you're doing some other job, wake up in the morning, put their water, put their feeds, go to work. Come back later and check, or leave somebody to check for you. Later you will see our system of urban farming, for example the cages. For them you don't even need to check. When you put their food and you know it is enough, you go to work and water, you'll come back in the evening and they are still okay. These are modern cages for rearing local chicken. And we did this first because we also don't have space. The space that you have seen here is that we also borrowed it. So we cannot continue building big houses around somebody's land. So this is why we came up with this idea of these cages. And they hold the birds well, because when you put the birds inside, you don't need to go back inside. They have a big advantage actually over the deep litter system. But even then, we wanted to show our people that it is possible to keep chicken in that small space that you have. Maybe behind the house, maybe in that corridor, yes. And the feeding, the water is all outside. As you can see, the feeds are here, the water is here, and the birds just put out their heads, they feed, and then they sleep.
But let me ask you,
yes,
this space, when it grows, does its head pass?
They do. I have ever tested it. And they do, they pass the cob there and they drink the water or they eat the food. This cage that you see is about 2 feet by 10.
How many birds?
It holds 60 birds at a go. So it has 30 here and 30 up. So you can have your 60, and it can also go up, and you put a ladder and you'll be putting the feeds from there. So depending on what you want, we all know that our standard plots are about 50 by 100.
True.
That's where you have your house, that's where you have a kitchen, and then that small space that remains. Let's put these houses there and let's rear chicken.
I love these cages. I know they mimic the other cages, but these ones are quite customized and pocket friendly. You know, mine don't have this enclosure, so usually the feeds are poor. This stops the feeds from pouring. There is water here. And actually, I think, Mr. Mugume, yes, if I want, I can put the nipple system in here. Yes. And inside, if you are careful, there is this plastic mesh. First, they put this wire mesh for stability, and then they include this plastic one. And they are really amazing. If you are looking at optimizing on the profits without really having to expand, then I think this is the only solution, because it's going to help you with managing the feeds properly. You're going to manage disease prevention. We all know the problems that come with deep litter system diseases. Does the administration know that you are doing poultry farm?
Yes, they know. And we also use it for educational purposes, because most of the upper level from P5 up to P7, they learn about poultry.
This whole story, my dear viewers, is an inspirational one.
Yes.
How did you come to acquire this land? Do they give a portion to each teacher, or?
No. I came up with an idea of rearing chicken, and I sat down with my bosses and I explained to them, and I showed them the other side of the school and the poultry business helping each other.
Oh.
Yes. So they understood it and they gave me a chance. So that is how I started. I started constructing my houses, and they were okay. And even then, when they have a chance, they bring the children, they come here and learn everything, because this is now they are learning on something.
Because the curriculum is practical.
Yes, the curriculum is basically practical. So they are learning what they are seeing. They are learning what they are seeing. So it is a win-win for both.
If you're a teacher out there, that is just another idea you can come up with. Just make sure you both win. It's a win-win for both of you.
This is our parent flock.
Okay. How old are they?
Some are young, some are a bit old, 3 years.
So you get the fresh ones and add?
Yes, that is what we continue doing. Usually, you're supposed to raise the parent stock at once.
That's what I know.
But again, now, like I've told you, we work in the city. We don't have that space of raising when you're still having birds here, then you're raising others somewhere. So we are saying if you can raise a good number, maybe 100 or 50, keep adding. We call it refreshing. You keep adding, you refresh, then you remove these ones, and you remove the older ones, maybe sell them, the ones that are no longer productive, you sell them, and then change the cocks. Because now usually the cocks that are there, the cocks that are with the mothers, we don't allow them when the daughters come. We don't allow them to come and mate with the daughters. So that is why now we change the cocks. We sell them off, and then we put new cocks that are not related at all, because there we are avoiding inbreeding. And people should know.
How bad is inbreeding?
Inbreeding is one of the causes of mortality, especially in chicks. You'll buy chicks from a farmer, take them, and the chicks will die in the brooder. I will not know what has killed them. But inbreeding is one of the main causes. So I would advise farmers, even if you're to buy chicks from me, even if you have a good cock that is looking very nice, please sell it off and then go to another farmer and buy a different cock. I would also advise farmers that instead of waiting to buy older cocks, buy them young, buy them at 1 month and raise them at your farm. There it is even easier for you, yes. When I was still young, I used to rear some chicken, but at home. I remember when I was about 10 years, my aunt gave me a chicken that later gave me some chicks. Then they grew up, then we sold them and bought a goat. So okay. I remember that story, and the goats later multiplied and became many. So when I started working, I thought of something that I could do that also could not hinder my work or the line of teaching. So I found poultry, and I really liked it. I had a passion for it. So I found that I could do it and also still do my work without inconveniencing any. So that is when I made the decision to venture into poultry as I also continue my work.
Why is there no cocks?
Right now, we felt that our birds were getting stressed, especially the older ones. Yes, they do. They get stressed, they cut the egg production, and then you find you're not producing enough eggs. Then you find that even the eggs you're taking at the hatchery are not fertilized, but the cocks are there. So sometimes the birds will tend to run away from cocks. If you realize some birds have lost feathers on the back, that is because of the cocks. So now all these ones that have lost feathers on the backs, you'll find that they run away from the cocks. They are laying, but they are running away from the cocks because they get hurt on the backs. So what we do, we first remove the cocks, we leave them to refresh, because the eggs here, even if they lay eggs that are not fertilized, we sell them as stable eggs. So we are not losing anything. Yes. And then later, we get the cocks and add them in, and then we begin the production afresh.
The prices of feeds are very high, and everyone is crying. How is it at your farm?
It is still the same. There is no running away from it, especially when you're doing commercial farming. There is no running away from the feeds. And these people also now know it. So the people doing piggery, the people doing what, all these people need maize, even the people doing cattle. So it is now a serious industry, and we cannot run away from it. The only chance that we have is that if you have enough land, then you can maybe plant your own maize. But if you don't, because maize makes about 70 to 80% of the component of feeding, so if you cannot plant your own maize, then you are born to suffer. It is the cost of rearing, especially birds. But now, for our locals now, the people who are doing local chicken, when they are grown up a bit, when they are out of the brooder, then we usually can give them anything, quite anything, because if you can collect food from the kitchen, if you can collect food from the hotels, if you can collect banana peelings and cut them and give them, so it is all to help. Now the people who talk about greens is something additional. It is
Just a
something
snack.
additional. It is a snack actually. So the greens don't help you to reduce on the feeds. No. It is just something that adds on. So I want people to understand that. But the things that I've talked about, for them they are solid foods. For example, I work in a school, and usually I go there for leftovers of posho and rice. And that is something solid that a chicken is going to eat and get something out of it. But that doesn't stop me also from mixing for them feeds. So I reduce on the feed, on the commercial feed a bit, and then put the other alternative. And that is basically how local chicken also help us sometimes. Yes, if I don't have feed to feed them today, I can let them out. They be picking from outside. They can, even when they eat the grass and finish it, they will eat the sand, because sand is also very good.
Is it?
Yes, sand is also
How?
very good for them, for digestion and what. So they eat it.
Mr. Mugum,
Yes.
your birds look amazing.
you.
What's the secret?
The secret is in the feeding. The secret is in immunization. There are people out there who think that local birds should not be immunized, or they should be...
Me too.
Or they should be... You see, there is something I'm going to explain to our viewers there. The diseases that they immunize against us are diseases that you don't usually see. Whooping cough, diphtheria, polio, measles. But there have been incidences in history where these diseases come and wipe out entire villages and even countries. So here, we are not immunizing the diseases that actually affect birds on a daily. So they also have their diseases that affect them. For example, Newcastle, Gumboro, foulpox, typhoid. So those diseases, they don't usually appear at the farm. But when they come with a force and wipe out the entire flock. So that is why we immunize them. Then we have diseases, our usual diseases, the malaria, then the flu, that one is the constant, and the cough. Now those ones is what we treat, and basically people don't know how to differentiate the immunization and the treatment, because herbal medicine does not immunize. People should learn that it treats a disease that has occurred at that particular time. But when a disease comes, for example, Newcastle, it is the common one, then you hit bad. Because Newcastle, for us who breed, it even goes beyond the parent flock and also affects the eggs. So even the parent stock, as you see them, we still immunize them.
That's why they say it's important, if you're going to get chicks from someone, you check their records, see if they immunize.
Yes. And if somebody doesn't offer their records, then there is a problem. But you know, some of us, we don't want those. You have seen somebody, they have told you he sells chicks. This is why I tell people, please, wherever you're going to do a business, make enough research. Go somewhere, pay somebody to teach you something, because at the end of the day, you're going to lose your money. Because farming is not for the weak-hearted.
Mr. Kwagala,
Yes.
you're a teacher. Yes. You're still teaching. You're a poultry farmer. What can someone learn from your story?
My story, first of all, is So it is perseverance. And I don't know how I will say, yes, perseverance. Kwe kulemerako. Olemerako until you make it. Because this life doesn't come on a silver platter, especially for most of us. So you have to also fight with it until you make something out of it.
Have you made something out of it?
Yes, we have. We have at least tried. We know where we have reached, and we see where we are going. In the past 3 years, we were planning to expand, to get more land where we could do our project from, and we managed that. We have managed to construct our house, finished it, although we are still here because of the job, but our house is ready. And so many other small achievements, because in life we celebrate even the smallest achievement, you understand? So we have managed that, and these birds have done it for us. So what I'm saying is, go to the people who know these things, and don't start investing your money, millions of money, when you have not learned this business. We have all these videos on YouTube. Fridas is here. Go and follow the channel. Go and follow the different farmers she has interviewed, and see, and specifically look for the videos, look for that section that you want, whether it is dairy farming, whether it is chicken farming, whether it is what. Follow it and exhaust it, so that by the time you start, you have enough information, and then come to the ground. Prepare. I usually tell my people, we do trainings every Saturday.
So what does it take for someone to attend those trainings?
We have individual trainings every Saturday. We do individual trainings, or people who come in small groups. So every Saturday we are open for trainings. Now,
from what time to what time?
From morning up to like from morning 9 up to like 5 in the evening. So between that time, you drop in, we sit down, we draw a plan, we draw a business plan, and then at times we organize the group trainings, the trainings for the bigger groups. Like now on 28th June, we are planning that training. It will be held at Bright Junior School here in our hall. So we are inviting all people who want to start chicken farming, local chicken farming, to come and see, to come and witness and learn. And we shall also have some other section for vegetable farming, especially for us now. We want to continue. We want to tell people that even in towns, even in those small spaces that you see, we can still do chicken farming. We can still do vegetable farming, because it doesn't cost much. So the training will be there on 28th June. It will cost only 60,000 from morning 9 up to 5. We have about 3 sessions. We also have some lunch and refreshments. So come and we learn. For those who want to contact us, please call our number 0785 287 419 for more details. Those who want to follow us, we are basically on TikTok and Facebook. We have just joined YouTube. We hope that in future you shall be seeing our videos there. But for now, we are on TikTok, and then we are on Facebook.
At what? TikTok?
Kwagala Local Poultry Farm. Yes.
Like all throughout?
Yes, all throughout.
There you have it, an amazing story of Mr. Mugume Stephen of Kwagala Local Poultry Farm. An inspiration one. If you've not picked a thing or two, then I think this is not the right choice for you. Find some other thing to do. But as always, this is Call Me Fridaus, where we plant ideas and we harvest results. See you in the next video.